From Briscoe, Rusty, what is your all-time starting five? I would go with, and mind you, I'm a peaks guy, so I'm just talking about their absolute peaks. And I'm also not factoring in spacing. I'm just saying who I think is the best at every position. I guess I could do both. Like, I would go with Steph at point for the sake of spacing if I really needed to. I would probably throw Kevin Durant at the four again for the sake of spacing to be more in that realm, but we're not doing that. I would say Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. Kind of go back and forth on whether or not I would go with Shaq or Hakeem, but one way or the other, you can't really go wrong there. You could also maybe go Kevin Durant at the four, Tim Duncan at the five, but nevertheless, just absolute peaks wise, Magic, LeBron, Jordan, Duncan, Shaq. From Maria/Charlotte, how many years of the Lakers being bad plus bad management will it take for the Lakers fascism narrative to go away? For those who do not know, we made a deep dive on the Lakers and how they're kind of fascist in a way. It was really just more an excuse for me to talk about fascism than anything else. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. They definitely don't have the best management, but the thing that makes them that get that fashy vibe, the fact that their management has been so bad and they still get shit like landing Luka Doncic is exactly where that comes from. And this from Alco, Lakers don't get to say they had a bad stretch when you had 3 top 10 players in a championship in the last 10 years. Most teams don't get 1 top 10 player and not 1 deep playoff run in 10 years. Yeah, sadly, Pelinka has the mandate of heaven and will retain this demonic luck for generations. Why didn't I think about that? From Reeve Strongest Soldier, hey Rusty, wondering how you do your research and gather information for your long-form deep dive videos. Well, I have a very unconventional writing style. I do think I am a good writer, but it's not. Basically, I kind of just do a stream of consciousness about how I feel about the subject, and then we will go and add pieces that like reinforce that, on top of it. Like, it's more like I have this perspective. Okay, let's add this information to it. Like, it's coming from an informed, like my beginning perspective is coming from a place that's informed, but it's like, okay, let's actually go in there and cite this stuff specifically. A lot of the times while I'm writing, I will literally just put like in brackets, like citation here. And then that's Rudy's job. Basically all the boring shit about writing, I give that to him. And then I'm just like, yeah, I'm riffing here for a bit. It's not necessarily the best process, but at the end of the day, we end up coming out with mostly good information. We've had a couple of slip-ups. I remember one of them being like something about who drafted Michael Jordan, technically, and it was like, yeah, that one slipped through. That sucked, but for the most part, no problem. I think it ends up working out in the end because Rudy goes over it, makes sure that things are as factually accurate as possible, but also these videos are heavily based on my opinion. From LaMelo's Strongest Ankle. That's a good ass name. Who would you consider the most overrated basketball player of all time? John Stockton. Not even close. The John Stockton Hater Manifesto comes out when we reach $1,000 a month on Patreon, for the record, so there's another motivation. What's your favorite NBA moment / discussions with your friends / colleagues that you've had? Like the Yap Sesh was so much fun that by the time you lost the plot, y'all made a whole new one. I actually don't remember almost any of the details of the discussion, but when I went to Las Vegas for Summer League, and I want to say 21, 22, something like that, me, Alex Hoops, 3Cone, Noah Terranova, and I think there were other people, someone else there. I think Zay, my friend Zay might have been there. Either way, 3Cone, Alex Hoops is retired now, but great former NBA YouTuber. We had such a great basketball conversation. I remember in the moment being like, shit, man, I wish we could do this all the time. Having your best friends living far away is sad. Do you ever listen to Secular Talk, aka Kyle Kalinske? I watch him occasionally, usually whenever it's a story that I'm interested in. I'm definitely not a prolific watcher. I watched him a lot when I was a kid because, like, my first introduction into being, like, I don't know, critical would be the right term. Obnoxious is another way to look at it. Being skeptical, I guess. I was a big ol' atheist. I still don't believe in God, but I don't make it my fucking personality the way that I did in middle school. But yeah, I watched him a lot back then, and I still watch him for his take every once in a while. And I'll mention this again because I want him to follow me on Twitter and ask me to be on his show. He watches me sometimes, apparently. Probably not this video, but he watches it. He was on some other guy's podcast, and he was talking about how one of his favorite basketball YouTubers was a leftist, and it was cool. I was like, he's definitely talking about me, because who the fuck else would it be? Yeah, invite me on your show, Kyle. Memphis Propaganda. If you had the traits to play in the NBA, who would you want to train with, and why is it Chris Paul? I don't know that it's Chris Paul. Chris Paul, I don't know if I'm not a tough love guy. I'm not like a yell at me about shit type of guy. Like I need a little bit of pampering here or there. So I don't know. I think I'd probably go with Steph. From Maria/Charlotte, my question, what is your opinion on Zack Snyder? And also, can you give a detailed explanation on why Zack Snyder is a horrible filmmaker that gets jobs off of being the 300 guy? He is Doc Rivers and 300 is his 2008 ring. That is really, really good. That's a great comparison. Zack Snyder sucks. Everything about Zack Snyder's approach to filmmaking is the exact opposite of everything that I care about. If you are like an action and like, I don't know, like you really care about edge and like desaturation because saturated frames is gay, then by all means enjoy a Zack Snyder film. But like, I care about character work. I care about well done writing. I care about interesting visuals, which I just hate Zack Snyder's visuals. Like, I just everything about Zack Snyder movies I don't fuck with at all. So yeah, I think he's bad. But it's also a matter of opinion. I'm not like, when it comes to film, I'm far less inclined to be like, yeah, this thing sucks, because it's all about taste. It's all about preference. All art is valid, even if it's bad. But also, who's to determine what is good art or bad art? Not me. But I am with you. I do not like Zack Snyder. Sorry if there are any Snyder fans in the chat. Will you play 1v1 with Rudy when you hit 150k subs? Well, first of all, I have a channel with 260k subs. But second of all, I can. It's not really fair to Rudy. Rudy is 5'6" and I am 6'3", and Rudy is a lot stronger than he looks. I have had issues posting up against him just because he's a lot harder to move than you would expect out of such a small fella. But at the end of the day, I can just shoot right over him, and it's very easy, and he has never beaten me in one-on-one. He's had a couple of games where he's gotten close. The other thing is I'm just a way more capable basketball player, period, because I spent more of my life playing it. So yeah, it's kind of unfair to Rudy. I could do a 1v1, but I would rather, I think it would be an unfair representation of my basketball ability to play 1v1 versus Rudy. I'm actually going to pull up my 1v1, or it wasn't 1v1 with him. I played 1v1 versus Mojo99, Muhammad, on the Deep 3 podcast. Mo beat me. Mo is way more athletic than me, stronger, and then also like, yeah, just way more athletic than me, basically. I did this for my 100k special forever ago. My favorite shot is the post fadeaway. Here we go. Yeah, the 1v1 with Mo did not go well. I mean, I scored 4 points. That's not bad. But then we started to play King of the Court. My friend Alam is here. And then Rudy eventually joins as well. He joined late because he was doing some other shit. But after Rudy joins, Rudy just walked in. I am watching our King of the Court game from 2020. Okay, here it is. Here it is. He's trying. He's doing what he can. But look how small he is. Bang! Don't look at my stomach when the shirt pops up. That would be very rude of you. I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, wait, no. He knocks the ball away. Dirk, one leg, banger. I meant to say bang, and I said banger. Banked in 3 from Alam. I need to get the ball back. I don't care about all these other people scoring. Corner 3, banked. I think I banked that one in too. Hit that 3. Yeah, the shot's on fire. That's what I'm talking about. I could have swore I had another fader over Rudy, but I guess not. Yeah. They asked me to 1v1 you for we had 150k on Rusty. I guess. I just was saying it would be unfair to you. But yeah, sure, maybe we'll do that. I'm just think people will be like, oh, you want to prove you're a hooper, and then you play against your 5'7" friend who doesn't work out, does not play basketball really ever. Sure. I've been curious about this for longer than I care to admit, but what do you think of my 3 favorite bands, the Beatles, Radiohead, and Pink Floyd? Well, I've seen the Dark Side of the Moon shirt, but in general, I'm curious. The Beatles are, you know what the Beatles are? The Beatles are Bill Russell. The Beatles are Wilt Chamberlain. The Beatles were so foundational to where music is today. They invented so many different musical concepts. And all that happens just for people in 2025 to be like, the Beatles don't have shit on Playboy Cardi. It's like, okay, it's coming from a very different place. The Beatles get way too much flack. They're not overrated. They may have been overrated in their time, I guess, but like they deserve their flowers for sure. Radiohead's music is great. Politics for them has not been very good recently, but at the very least their music is great. Fucking OK Computer is just an insanely good album. And Dark Side of the Moon, in my opinion, is the best rock album ever made. It's either that or it's Nevermind by Nirvana. But in terms of like a closer to classical rock, I would go Dark Side of the Moon. But Pink Floyd also is not like generic rock by any capacity. It's also a very good album to listen to while stoned out of your mind. I have songs in that album that like massage your brain. It's very, very good. That is one of my favorite all-time albums. So I love Pink Floyd, I love Radiohead, and I like the Beatles. There are a couple of Beatles songs that are very good. I think Yesterday is one of the best songs ever written. Yesterday is just such a good song. Also, John Lennon's Working Class Hero. That's not the Beatles, but Working Class Hero is also a banger. Most annoying fan base to deal with online. Honestly, people who hate LeBron. Every time I make a video where I say a bunch of good things about LeBron, they're like, they got him. The fucking Clutch Media or whatever the fuck his group is called. They paid Jacob off, and I'm like, where's the money? I'll do it. I just haven't been offered. In my 2002 conference finals video, I made a video, or I talked about how I didn't really think Game 6 was rigged, or at least not like very clearly the way that some people say. And there was someone who was like, oh, you've been bought off by the NBA. Okay, yeah, because I've never been critical about the NBA as an organization before. What's an experience you saw and genuinely cannot tell people because it sounds fake? I don't really have one. Besides telling people he's 6'2", what are you talking about? My experience that I saw of telling people that I am 6'2", what are you talking about? I'm 6'3". I'm sorry that you're so small, Memphis Propaganda. What are your top 5 most listened to artists this year? Dude, I've kind of stopped listening to music almost in its entirety, and it sucks. But like, I'm so, as I've gotten older, I've been caring more and more about learning. So like I watch history and political and basketball content, podcasts, videos, whatever. I have that going on in the background almost all the time instead of music. I should listen to music more, but like my top 5 artists this year are probably Kendrick Lamar, and that's probably Tyler the Creator as well, because I listened to not his second most recent album, but the one before that a lot. But I really just haven't been listening to music nearly as much as I should. I listen to my girlfriend's music in the car more often than I listen to music on my own accord. I have been hitting Long Time by Linda Ronstadt lately. And actually, my 5 most recent songs are really quite the group, because it goes, the ones I've added most recently, it goes Respect by Aretha Franklin, then it's The World We Knew by Frank Sinatra, then Long Time from Linda Ronstadt, Bullet with Butterfly Wings by the Smashing Pumpkins, And then Nowhere to Run by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Yeah. And then it's a Man Made of Meat by Viagra Boys. I appreciate the juxtaposition between those songs because almost none of them pair together well at all. From Adra, okay, you're offered $17 billion to peel and eat an entire orange. The orange and an orange peel are provided to you. If you're having trouble peeling the orange, someone can do it for you. Also, you don't have to eat it if you aren't hungry. What do you do? What the fuck? Is this like that Chuckle Sandwich question that's like, do you want infinite bacon but no games, whatever the fuck that shit is, or games and infinite bacon? I don't know what the fuck. I can eat a full orange and the peel for 17 billion. I think I can manage that, I guess. Give us your thoughts on this photo. I don't have any. What are some of your favorite individual teams in history? 2010 Lakers, 2013 Knicks, 2015 Chicago Bulls, 93 Chicago Bulls. I really like the 95 Orlando Magic. Who are some more recent ones? I mean, I've really fucked with the Thunder this previous year. I know that was unpopular. I really like the 2023 Denver Nuggets. 2016 Warriors are up there. Yeah, I should come up with a list. I should honestly, I kind of want to do a list of my favorite team from each season. But there's definitely stuff there. Which channel do you like making content for the most? It kind of depends on my mood. Like, I get more of a sense of satisfaction out of Rusty Buckets videos and the deep dives. Deep dives just take so much work that kind of takes away from the enjoyment. And Rusty Buckets videos are kind of that happy medium of quality and quantity. And I guess that's probably the answer, but also I usually have to write a script or an outline for that. So the lazy part of my brain really enjoys little Rusty Buckets because I don't have to do any of that shit. I don't know. They all have their own positives. It depends. Generally, recording is actually my biggest struggle for this job, which shouldn't be the case because I do it all the time. But no matter how long I am on, no matter how long I've done this, I will always have an insecurity that I'm just like, what are you doing? Who wants to watch this? Why are you on camera? No one wants this. It's just dumb and insecurity, but it has not gone away. Who is the hottest NBA player and why is it David Robinson? I wouldn't say it's David Robinson. I'm not really into muscles like that. Have you guys seen Kevin Love in Utah? Kevin Love has always been an underrated NBA hot guy, but in Utah, he has a stash and it really works for him. People were saying the man looks like Reed Richards. Not the highest quality photo in the world here, but yeah, dude, that's a good looking guy. That works for him a lot. Yeah, maybe not the best angles. I love the gray look. Dude's killing it. Yeah, I don't think I would not go with David Robinson as the hottest NBA player. I feel like people would go fucking crazy for Rick Fox if he played today because the man has Fox in his name for a reason. Oh my God. I just found a photo to completely contradict that. Oh my God. Do you see this reflection, Rudy? That's a rough photo, bro. But yeah, this is what the man looks like. He looks like George Clooney, but with a little bit of melanin. Just very objectively hot guy. Yeah, that's enough of that. Favorite mascots? My most boomer old man yells at clouds take. I don't like any mascots. I don't care for them. I don't want to see them. I'm not interested. That shit's for other people. I am the guy who, when the crowd does the wave, I do not lift my hands. And it's not because I'm too proud for it. I'm just a low energy guy in general. Favorite superhero is Spider-Man, and a close second is Wolverine. My favorite growing up was Wolverine, but eventually it became Spider-Man. Also, very contradictory to my billionaire hate, I do really fuck with Iron Man. Iron Man is my favorite MCU character. I know that is contradictory, but I don't care. It's fucking fantasy, so I can do that. Top 5 Cameron Bairstow facts. Yeah, dude, shout out Cameron Bairstow. I actually believed he would be good for like 5 seconds. Reeves' Strongest Soldier, top 5 anime. Attack on Titan. I haven't seen enough anime to answer otherwise. I have seen Cowboy Bebop. I have seen Attack on Titan. I have seen Space Dandy, and I'm working on Jujutsu Kaisen right now. But that's my top 4, I guess, because it's the 4 that I have seen. I never watched anime until I got a girlfriend that watches anime. Oppenheimer is my favorite movie ever. What makes you like it so much? I heard it was in your top 5 or something like that. I'm normally a Christopher Nolan hater, but that's just one of the most well-written, well-edited movies, well-shot movies, well-acted movies that's ever been made. I think the score for that movie is my favorite score in the history of film. And then I think the subject matter is just exceptionally interesting. I think J. Robert Oppenheimer is one of the most interesting figures in history, because I completely understand why, if the Nazis are developing a nuclear bomb, why America would be like, hey, we got to do that too. We can't not have a bomb if they have a bomb. So the logic for making it exists, but by 1945, the logic for using it didn't really, if you value human life, but of course is the United States military killing a bunch of Japanese people, so they don't really give much of a shit. So I understand why Oppenheimer would choose to do something that is clearly awful, clearly terrible for the world, but the alternative is that awful power is in the hands of the Nazis. So like every reason in the world to work towards that. But then you've also created this horrible, horrible, horrible thing and completely changed reality forever. It's just so well made, and it's on such an interesting subject. Whether or not the movie should be defined as a biopic or not is up for debate, but if it is, there is no competition to me for what the best biopic ever is. It is that movie, and it's not close. It's just so good, and it earns the runtime. I just love everything about that movie, and I also just find World War II to be fascinating. But the bomb should not have been dropped on Japan, because Japan was already willing to do a conditional surrender, where the only condition was that they could not execute the prime minister, or not prime minister, that's not the right term. The emperor couldn't kill the emperor, and America was like, no, we won't end this war until we can kill the emperor. And then they bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they don't even execute the fucking the guy. They didn't do it. So they kill over 200,000 people, possibly upwards of 400,000, consequences that are there to this day. And that's like, the reason they did it is to show to big dick Russia. They were like, look what we got, guys. Don't fuck with us, because we got a Cold War coming up. Let's show them we can do it. And they just used Japan as basically testing grounds to show the world their power. Yeah, Oppenheimer's just great. Terrible, terrible thing, but I think the worst of humanity is also the most interesting shit. Top 5 hot sauce brands. You were talking to a man way wider than you seem to think. Y'all are asking for a wrestling channel. That's never happening. Sorry, I do not like it. Don't care. Yeah, the camera went dead, and I was ready for this video to end anyways, so yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're in the Cord, put some more questions in there. Maybe we'll do this again. This was fun, but yeah, that is it. Goodbye.